You have to stop living your life expecting somebody to show up and pull you out of the hole you are in. Nobody is coming to hand you the life you want. Not your boss, not your family, not your friends. This responsibility falls on you. Too many people waste years waiting for a rescue when all along they had the power to rescue themselves. You can pray for a blessing, but you still have to move your feet. You can hope for an opportunity, but you have to prepare for it. Waiting around like life owes you something is the fastest way to stay stuck exactly where you are. If you are sitting back thinking someone's going to notice your struggle and fix it, let me tell you the truth. They won't. People are too busy dealing with their own problems. The world isn't stopping for you. When you finally accept that, you will stop wasting energy hoping someone else will do for you what only you can do for yourself. That realization is powerful because it puts the ball back in your hands. You have got to decide if you're going to keep watching your life pass by or if you are going to grab the steering wheel. The moment you say, I'm done waiting, you start moving forward. No matter where you are starting from, you have got to be the one to dig, to climb, to fight. You have got to want it badly enough to stop expecting others to make it easier. You have got to be your own rescue plan, your own motivation, and your own push. The day you take responsibility for saving yourself, everything begins to change. Motivation is nice, but it's temporary. Some mornings you will wake up feeling unstoppable, and other mornings you won't even want to get out of bed. If you depend on motivation, you will only show up on your good days. Discipline is what keeps you going on the days you don't feel like it. Discipline makes you push through when you are tired, when you are bored, and when you'd rather quit. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It demands you show up regardless. Think about it. Successful people aren't motivated every single day. They just built habits that force them to keep moving, whether the mood is there or not. That's the difference between wishing and winning. Motivation will hype you up for the moment, but discipline will carry you through the years. The person who learns to master discipline becomes unstoppable because they don't rely on feelings to dictate their actions. If you only move when you are motivated, you will never reach your full potential. Feelings change every hour. Discipline doesn't care about feelings. It's about commitment. Discipline doesn't need permission. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't need to feel good. Discipline is doing the work no matter what. If you want to take control of yourself, stop chasing motivation and start building discipline. Complaining is one of the biggest thieves of progress. You can sit around all day talking about how unfair life is, how tired you are, how things aren't working in your favor. But after all that complaining, you will be in the same spot. Complaining might make you feel better for a moment, but it doesn't solve the problem. The bills will still be due, the obstacles will still be there, and the opportunities will still require action. When you complain, you hand over your power. You are basically saying, I don't have control over this situation, so I'll just talk about it instead. But the truth is, you always have a choice. You can complain or you can adjust. Complaining feeds weakness, but adjusting builds strength. One keeps you stuck, the other moves you closer to a solution. Think about it. Every time you faced something hard in the past, you had to adjust. You learned a new skill, you shifted your approach, you changed your mindset, and eventually you got through it. See, complaining never got you out of a storm. It was the adjustment, the shift, the decision to do something different that helped you make it through. Adjusting doesn't mean it'll be easy. It means you are willing to step back, evaluate what went wrong, and make changes. It might mean starting over, trying again, or even walking away from what doesn't work. Adjusting requires humility. It takes courage to admit, this isn't working. I need to do something different. The people who win in life aren't the ones who never fall. They are the ones who keep adjusting every time they fall. They don't waste energy crying over closed doors. They look for another door. They don't sit around talking about what's broken. They figure out how to fix it. That's the mindset that separates complainers from achievers. You have got to understand, life doesn't care about how loud you complain. It won't get softer because you are upset. It won't change because you are angry. The world only responds to action. When you stop whining and start adjusting, doors begin to open because your energy shifts from problems to solutions. Every time you feel yourself starting to complain, stop and ask, what can I adjust right now? That one question can flip the entire situation, because when you choose to adjust instead of complain, you take control back into your hands. Your emotions are powerful, But if you don't learn to master them, they will run your life. Anger, fear, jealousy, and doubt are normal human feelings, but when they become the driver of your decisions, they can destroy opportunities that were meant for you. How many people have blown a great chance because they couldn't hold their temper? How many relationships have been ruined because someone let pride and ego speak louder than wisdom? That's what happens when emotions are in control. Controlling your emotions doesn't mean you ignore them or pretend they don't exist. It means you acknowledge them, but you don't let them dictate your actions. You can feel anger without lashing out. You can feel fear without running away, and you can feel doubt without quitting. Emotional control is the ability to pause before you react and choose a response that serves your future, not your feelings in the moment. When you let emotions lead, they can take you places you never intended to go. Anger can cost you a job, fear can cost you an opportunity, and doubt can cost you your dream. But when you learn to lead your emotions, you turn those same feelings into fuel. Anger becomes motivation, fear becomes focus, and doubt becomes determination. You have to understand that emotions are temporary, but the results of your reactions can be permanent. A 5-second outburst can ruin 5 years of hard work. A moment of fear can cause you to miss an open door that may never come again. That's why controlling yourself in the heat of the moment is one of the most powerful skills you can ever develop. It's not about being cold-hearted or robotic. It's about being wise. The strongest people aren't the ones who never feel. They are the ones who don't let feelings dictate their future. They know how to breathe, pause, and act with clarity instead of letting emotions push them into regret. Building emotional control takes practice. It means being self-aware enough to notice when you are about to react out of emotion and disciplined enough to stop yourself before you make a move you will regret. It means training yourself to think long-term instead of giving in to short-term impulses. The moment you learn to control your emotions, you unlock a new level of power. Because when you are in control of yourself, nothing and nobody can use your emotions against you. Blaming other people for where you are in life might feel easy, but it does nothing to change your reality. You can point fingers at your parents, your boss, your past relationships, or even life itself. But at the end of the day, the situation is still yours to deal with. As long as you are blaming someone else, you are giving away your power. You are saying, I can't move forward because of them, and that mindset will keep you stuck. When you blame others, you are handing them control over your future. You are saying they decide how far you can go, they decide how much you can achieve, and they decide what you are worth. But the truth is they don't. The only person who decides where you end up is you. Your choices, your actions, and your mindset are what shape your life, not somebody else's mistakes. Yes, people may have hurt you. Yes, you may have been treated unfairly. But sitting in blame doesn't fix anything. It doesn't make you stronger. It doesn't move you forward, and it doesn't open new doors. What it does is keep you chained to the past while the rest of the world moves on. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you are excusing what happened to you. It means you are refusing to let it control you anymore. You are saying, this happened, but it will not define me. I'm in charge of what comes next. That shift is where freedom begins. The most successful people aren't the ones who had perfect upbringings or smooth journeys. They are the ones who said, even though life wasn't fair, I'm not going to blame anyone. I'm going to build anyway. That mindset separates those who stay stuck from those who rise. You can spend your life blaming your circumstances, or you can spend your life changing them. Both take energy. One drains you, the other transforms you. The question is, which one are you choosing every day? The moment you stop blaming others and start taking ownership, you step back into the driver's seat of your life, and from there, you can finally steer in the direction you want to go. Excuses love the morning. They creep in the moment your alarm goes off. You are too tired. Hit snooze. You worked hard yesterday. You deserve more sleep. It's still dark outside. You can start later. Excuses are always waiting to talk you out of doing what you need to do. And if you don't get ahead of them, they will run your entire day. Getting up early isn't just about beating the clock. It's about beating yourself. It's about proving to that lazy voice in your head that it doesn't get to control you. When you wake up earlier than your excuses, you set the tone that you are in charge, not your comfort, not your weakness, not your habits. The earlier you rise, the more room you create for growth. Before the distractions of the world come knocking, you have already invested in yourself. You have already prayed, planned, worked out, studied, or started building. By the time most people wake up, you are already ahead. That's what separates the focused from the frustrated. People say they don't have enough time, but the truth is, time is there. It's just hidden behind excuses. The extra hour you sleep in is the extra hour you could have used to build your future. The late nights scrolling your phone steal from the early mornings that could have changed your life. There's something powerful about being up before the world. It feels like you have been given a head start. While everyone else is still in bed, you are already chasing your goals. That builds confidence. That builds momentum. That builds control. It's not about never being tired. It's about deciding your future matters more than your comfort. Every time you get up early when you don't feel like it, you are training yourself to win against your excuses. You are proving to yourself that the discipline runs your life, not laziness. The habit of getting up earlier than your excuses doesn't just change your mornings, it changes your entire life. Because if you can conquer yourself at the start of the day, you can conquer anything that comes after. One of the fastest ways to drain your energy is by stressing over things you have absolutely no control over. You can't control the weather, you can't control traffic, you can't control the economy, and you can't control how people treat you. Yet most people waste their entire day consumed with these things while ignoring the very things they do have power over. That's why they stay stuck, because their focus is always in the wrong place. When you spend all your energy on things you can't control, you walk around frustrated, bitter, and angry at the world. You can't change the fact that someone cut you off in traffic, but you can change how you respond to it. You can't change the fact that the market shifts, but you can change how you prepare, learn, and adapt. It's not the circumstances that destroy people. It's their inability to focus on what's within their control. The truth is, what you can control is more powerful than what you can't. You can control your attitude, your discipline, your effort, your mindset, your habits, and your consistency. That's more than enough to build the life you want. The problem is, too many people waste so much time fighting what's out of their reach that they neglect what's right in their hands. It's like being on a boat and yelling at the waves to stop crashing instead of learning how to steer. You can't calm the ocean, but you can control how you sail through it. Life is the same way. You don't control the storms, but you do control your ship, your direction, and your decisions. Once you shift your focus, everything changes. Instead of saying, I can't believe this is happening, you start asking, what can I do about it? That's where your power is. That's how you start moving forward when everyone else is stuck complaining. The difference between a victim and a victor is where they put their focus. Every obstacle has two sides, the part you can't do anything about and the part you can. People who succeed are the ones who stop wasting time on the first part and pour all their effort into the second. That's why they move faster, think clearly, and rise higher than the rest. If you want to take control of yourself, you have to stop obsessing over what's out of your hands and start mastering what's in your hands, because that's where your true strength and progress live. Distractions are silent killers of progress. They don't look dangerous because they come in small doses, 10 minutes on your phone, a quick chat that turns into an hour, scrolling through other people's lives instead of working on your own. But when you add it all up, those little distractions are stealing entire years from you. And then you wonder why you are stuck, why you are not moving, why your goals feel so far away. The truth is, you can't build a strong future if your attention is scattered everywhere. You say you want success, but your actions show you want entertainment more than discipline. Every time you pick a distraction over your mission, you are voting against yourself. You are proving that comfort matters more to you than growth, and that's why progress keeps slipping through your fingers. Distractions are designed to be easy. That's why it's always more tempting to scroll than to study, to watch than to work, to gossip than to grind. Your brain craves the quick hit of pleasure because it feels good in the moment, but the cost is your future. Those wasted hours don't seem like much now, but later you will look back and realize how much they cost you You have got to take your focus seriously. Protect it like it's your life, because in many ways it is. Your focus determines where your life goes. If your focus is on noise, on nonsense, on everything that doesn't matter, then your life will reflect exactly that. But if your focus is locked in on your purpose, your actions will naturally align with building the life you want. Sometimes distractions aren't just your phone or the TV. Sometimes they are people. People who waste your time, who don't respect your vision, who pull you into meaningless conversations and drama. You have to be bold enough to cut off anything and anyone that keeps you from growing. It's not personal, it's necessary. Cutting out distractions isn't about never relaxing. It's about not letting relaxation turn into your lifestyle. There's a big difference between resting and wasting. Rest builds you back up. Wasting tears you down slowly. The moment you learn to tell the difference, you gain control of your time again. Every goal, every dream, every success story comes down to someone who chose to lock in and eliminate distractions. Because you can't go all in on your future while you're halfway tied up in nonsense that doesn't add value to your life. The reason so many people never grow is that they are addicted to comfort. They want the results without the struggle, the reward without the grind, the success without the sacrifice. But growth never comes wrapped in comfort. Growth is hidden inside discomfort. The long nights, the early mornings, the failures, the rejections, the challenges that make you want to quit. If you run from discomfort, you are running from your own potential. Every breakthrough in life requires you to step into something that doesn't feel good at first. Think about working out. Your muscles don't grow without pain. Think about learning a new skill. You don't master it without going through the awkward, frustrating beginner phase. Discomfort is proof that you are stretching yourself beyond where you have been, and that's the only way to get to where you want to go. The problem is most people treat discomfort as a sign to stop. The moment it gets hard, they back off. The second it feels unfamiliar, they retreat. But the truth is that feeling of discomfort is the sign you are in the right place. It means you are growing. Comfort zones never built greatness. They only build mediocrity. You have got to train yourself to push through the moments your body and mind scream for comfort. When you are tired, but you keep going. When you are nervous, but you still show up. When you are scared, but you take the step anyway, that's when you are taking control of yourself. That's when you are building strength that comfort could never give you. Understand this, discomfort doesn't last forever, but the growth you gain from it does. That tough workout ends, but the strength stays. That challenging conversation ends, but the courage remains. That risk you take might shake you up for a moment, but the lessons and rewards stay with you for life. Discomfort is the price of every dream. You can't skip it. You can't avoid it. You can only go through it. The difference between people who achieve their goals and people who don't is simple. One group learned to endure discomfort while the other group ran back to safety. If you want to rise higher, you have got to rewire how you see discomfort. Don't run from it. Lean into it. Don't fear it. Expect it. Because the more comfortable you become with being uncomfortable, the more unstoppable you become in chasing your purpose. Excuses are the easiest way to avoid responsibility, but they are also the fastest way to stay stuck. I don't have time. I don't have money. I'm too tired. It's not the right moment. All of Titan. These are just ways your mind tries to justify staying where you are. Excuses feel comfortable, but they kill progress, one small lie at a time. The truth is, everyone has challenges, everyone has obstacles, everyone has reasons why things can't happen. But winners aren't people who have perfect circumstances. They are people who refuse to let their circumstances define them. They don't make excuses, they make solutions. Excuses are a trap because they trick you into thinking you are powerless. When you make an excuse, you give up your authority over your own life. You are basically telling yourself in the world, I'm a victim of my own circumstances. And that mindset keeps you exactly where you are while everyone else is moving forward. You have to start being brutally honest with yourself. If you are not progressing, the problem isn't usually your environment, it's your excuses. Every time you catch yourself saying, I can't, stop and ask, am I really unable or am I just avoiding effort? That question alone can flip your mindset and force action. Excuses sound convincing because they protect you from discomfort, but they also protect you from growth. The moment you stop making excuses, you expose yourself to reality, the hard, messy, imperfect reality where actual change happens. And that reality is far more rewarding than the comfort of excuses. Every success story you admire began with someone refusing to make excuses. They had reasons to quit, reasons to fail, reasons to give up. But instead they said, I'm responsible for my results and I will find a way. That mindset is what separates those who achieve from those who dream without action. If you want to take control of yourself, you have to eliminate excuses. They are invisible chains that hold you back, and breaking free means committing to action no matter what, every single day. Dreams are powerful. They give you direction, fuel your imagination, and inspire hope. But dreams alone won't get you anywhere. You can dream all day about the life you want, the body you want, the business you want. But if you don't build the daily habits to back those dreams up, they will remain just that, dreams. Habits are what turn ideas into reality. They are the small, consistent actions you take over and over again, even when you don't feel like it. One productive habit repeated daily compounds into results that far exceed any burst of motivation or sudden inspiration. That's the real power of habits. They work quietly, relentlessly behind the scenes, while most people wait for a miracle. Think about someone successful. They didn't wake up one morning with everything figured out. They didn't rely on luck alone. They built systems, routines, and habits that made progress inevitable. They didn't chase their dreams sporadically. They built their lives habit by habit, brick by brick. Habits also keep you accountable to yourself. Dreams are easy to ignore, especially when life gets tough. Habits, however, are commitments. You either show up or you don't. And the more disciplined you become with your habits, the stronger your ability to control your life and your results becomes. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about being consistent. One small habit done consistently is more valuable than a grand plan executed inconsistently. The tiny steps you take every day shape your life more than the occasional massive effort that fades quickly. Habits also make you resilient. When life throws obstacles, habits keep you moving forward. When motivation fails, habits carry you. When fear tries to stop you, habits remind you that your future is built on persistence, not fleeting feelings. If you want to take control of yourself, stop only dreaming. Start building habits that align with your dreams. Let your daily actions be stronger than your desires, because dreams without habits are just wishes waiting for action. The people you spend the most time with have a bigger influence on your life than you realize. If you are surrounded by laziness, negativity, and constant complaining, it's almost impossible to rise above it. Your environment shapes your mindset, your actions, and ultimately your results. That's why who you allow into your inner circle matters more than any motivational speech or temporary push. Discipline is contagious. When you are around people who show up every day, who honor their commitments, who push themselves even when it's uncomfortable, you start adopting that same behavior. It's not just inspiration, it's imitation. You see it, you feel it, and eventually you live it. Surrounding yourself with discipline creates a culture around you that makes success inevitable. Distractions, on the other hand, are silent killers. Friends who gossip, co-workers who complain, or family members who constantly demand your attention can drain your energy and pull you away from what matters most. Even small distractions repeated daily steal hours, focus, and momentum. The more you allow them in, the slower your progress becomes. Choosing discipline over distraction also requires courage. It's not always easy to walk away from people or situations that don't serve your growth. Sometimes it feels selfish. Sometimes it feels lonely. But the truth is, protecting your time, energy, and focus is the most selfless act you can do for your future. Discipline doesn't just build your habits, it builds your character. Being consistent, showing up, following through, and keeping commitment strengthens your resolve in every area of life. Surrounding yourself with Those who share this mindset reinforces your own commitment to being your best self every single day. If you want control over your life, you must curate your environment carefully. Stop letting distractions dictate your path. Instead, immerse yourself in people, routines, and spaces that support growth, accountability, and relentless progress. The more you align your environment with discipline and eliminate distractions, the more effortless success becomes. Because when everyone and everything around you is pushing forward, you are naturally pulled along and your focus becomes unstoppable. Too many people spend their entire lives chasing approval from others. They make decisions based on what people will think, say, or feel instead of what they truly want. The problem is when you live for others, you give away your power. Your life becomes a reflection of someone else's expectations, not your own potential. People will always have opinions. Some will try to lift you, some will try to pull you down, and some will simply be jealous of your vision. You can't control what they think, and you certainly can't let it dictate your actions. Living for their approval is like trying to steer a ship while letting someone else hold the wheel. You will never reach your destination. The moment you stop caring so much about what others think is the moment you begin to take control. Suddenly, your choices are guided by your purpose, your vision, and your values instead of fear of judgment or rejection. That freedom is powerful because it allows you to act boldly and confidently in pursuit of your goals. Living for others' opinions also slows down progress. You will second guess every decision, overthink every move, and delay taking action out of fear of criticism. That hesitation gives your competition an advantage and leaves you stuck in the same place while others move forward relentlessly. Think about all the people who made history. They didn't care about fitting in or meeting expectations. They created their own path, ignored the naysayers, and stayed true to their mission. That courage to be themselves, to take action despite criticism, is exactly what you need if you want to control your own life. You don't need everyone's approval to succeed. You only need your commitment, your discipline, and your willingness to act. The louder you let others' opinions control you, the smaller you shrink. The moment you break free, you expand in ways you never imagined possible. Stop living to make others comfortable. Start living to make yourself proud. Start making decisions based on your goals, your dreams, and your values, because the only opinion that truly matters in the long run is your own. Saying no is one of the most powerful tools you have for taking control of your life. Too often, people say yes to everything. Opportunities that aren't aligned with their goals, requests that drain their time, and distractions that steal their focus. Every unnecessary yes is a small step away from your purpose. Learning to say no is learning to protect your energy, your time, and your future. People confuse no with selfishness, but it's not selfish. It's self-respect. Saying no to something that doesn't serve your mission is saying yes to your priorities. Every time you decline what distracts you, you create space for what truly matters. You make room to focus, grow, and build the life you want. Mastering no also gives you power over your commitments. When you say yes to everything, you end up stretched thin, exhausted, and ineffective. Your energy gets divided across too many directions and nothing gets done with excellence. Saying no allows you to be selective and intentional about where you invest your time. It takes courage to say no. People will resist, complain, or even get upset. Friends may feel offended, bosses may push back, and family may not understand. But your life isn't built on pleasing everyone. It's built on following your vision, sticking to your plan, and honoring your priorities, even when it makes others uncomfortable. Saying no also strengthens your discipline. Every no you say reinforces your ability to stay focused, resist temptation, and prioritize long-term success over short-term comfort. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes to protect your goals and maintain control of your life. Most people never learn the power of no, and that's why they live distracted, frustrated, and stuck. They are constantly reacting to the demands of others rather than proactively creating the life they want. When you say no strategically, you reclaim control, and suddenly your life starts moving in the direction you have always wanted. Your ability to say no is a reflection of your commitment to yourself. Every no strengthens your focus, protects your time, and reinforces your independence. Master this skill, and you gain the freedom to pursue what truly matters without apology, hesitation, or distraction. Your health is the foundation of everything you want to achieve in life. You can have the best ideas, the biggest goals, and the strongest mindset, but if you neglect your body, none of it will matter. Energy, focus, and stamina all come from taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. Without health, your potential is limited before you even begin. Too many people wait until something goes wrong to take responsibility. They ignore warning signs, they overeat, they avoid exercise, and they stay stressed. Then one day they wake up with health problems that could have been prevented. Taking control of your health means acting before the crisis, not reacting after it. Hits. Eating well is not about dieting temporarily. It's about fueling your body to perform at its best consistently. You are what you eat, and the energy you have or lack comes from the choices you make every single day. Poor choices accumulate into exhaustion, illness, and missed opportunities. Good choices accumulate into vitality, strength, and clarity. Exercise is non-negotiable if you want control. It's not just about appearance, it's about capability. A strong body supports a strong mind, and discipline in the gym translates into discipline in every area of your life. Even small, consistent movement compounds over time into resilience, energy, and confidence. Mental health is equally important. Stress, anxiety, and negative thoughts can sabotage your progress faster than any external obstacle. You have to actively manage your mindset, practice self-care, and protect your emotional well-being. Ignoring mental health is just as dangerous as ignoring physical health. Sleep is often overlooked, but it's a critical pillar of health. You cannot perform at your highest level without adequate rest. Sleep repairs your body, restores your energy, and clears your mind. Cutting corners on rest is like trying to drive a car on empty. Eventually, you are going to break down. Taking responsibility for your health means no excuses. It's choosing daily what supports your body, mind, and spirit. It's realizing that every action or inaction has consequences. And if you want to take control of your life, you must start with the vessel that carries you through it all. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles standing between you and your potential. It's sneaky, it's persuasive, and it's relentless. Fear whispers in your ear that you are not ready, that you will fail, that you will be rejected. Most people let those whispers guide their decisions, and that's why they never move forward, never to take risks and never see what they are truly capable of. Fear feels real, but it's not an instruction manual. It's a warning system. Its job is to protect you, not to stop you from achieving greatness. The problem is people confuse fear with reality. They treat every uncomfortable feeling as a sign to retreat, when in fact, fear often marks the very path that leads to growth and opportunity. The first step to overcoming fear is acknowledging it without letting it control you. Feeling scared doesn't make you weak. Avoiding action because of fear does. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's taking action despite it. Every step you take while afraid is a step toward freedom, strength, and confidence. Fear is temporary, but regret is permanent. The longer you let fear dictate your choices, the more chances you miss, the more doors remain closed, and the more you wonder, what if? Those who succeed are the ones who push past fear repeatedly, building momentum with every choice to act despite uncertainty. Often, fear manifests as overthinking, procrastination, or excuses. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, or I need more preparation, or I'm not ready yet. But the truth is, fear doesn't go away on its own. The only way to silence it is to move forward anyway, learning, adapting, and growing along the way. Facing fear also builds resilience. Each time you confront what scares you, you expand your comfort zone. You discover that the things you feared were never as powerful as you imagined. That knowledge strengthens your mind, your confidence, and your ability to tackle bigger challenges in the future. If you want to take control of yourself, you have to refuse to let fear decide your path. You have to act intentionally, boldly, and consistently, even when fear tries to push you backward, because the life you want is on the other side of that fear. Pain is unavoidable. Everyone experiences it. Rejections, failures, losses, heartbreaks, and setbacks. But pain itself isn't the enemy. How you respond to it determines whether it breaks you or builds you. Most people let pain define them, but the strongest people in the world use it as fuel to rise higher, push harder, and become stronger than ever before. The first step in turning pain into power is accepting it. Pretending it doesn't exist, suppressing it, or blaming others for it only prolongs the suffering. When you face your pain head on, you reclaim control. You say, yes, this hurt me, but I refuse to let it control me. That mindset is where transformation begins. Pain carries lessons. Every disappointment, every failure, every struggle teaches you something important about yourself, about people, and about life. Those who grow don't avoid pain. They analyze it, learn from it, and adapt. The same event can destroy one person and propel another, depending on how they process it. Turning pain into power requires action. You can feel hurt and still move forward. You can feel angry and still create. You can feel broken and still rebuild. The pain you have experienced can be the energy that drives you to work harder, to focus more, and to refuse to ever be defeated by circumstances again. Your story has value because of your pain. Every battle you have fought, every challenge you have endured adds depth to your experience and credibility to your voice. When you transform pain into power, you become someone who can inspire, lead, and impact others because you have walked through fire and come out stronger. Resilience grows when you use pain as a motivator instead of a crutch. Each setback becomes a stepping stone. Each failure becomes a lesson. Each heartbreak becomes a reminder that you are still standing, still fighting, and still capable of achieving greatness. The moment you decide to stop being a victim of your pain and start being the master of it, you unlock limitless potential. Pain stops being a weight that holds you down and becomes the force that propels you forward, shaping the person you were meant to become. Time is the one resource you can never get back. Every minute you spend scrolling through social media, watching meaningless content, or procrastinating on your goals is a minute lost forever. You can make more money, you can fix mistakes, but you can never recover time. And yet, most people treat it like it's unlimited, wasting hours every day on things that don't move them closer to their dreams. The harsh truth is that life doesn't wait for you to get ready. While you waste time, someone else is out there grinding, learning, building, and moving forward. Success favors those who take their time seriously and protect it fiercely. Every moment you waste is a moment someone else is using to get ahead, and that gap will never close if you keep letting it happen. Wasting time often disguises itself as relaxation or taking a break. But there's a difference between resting to recharge and letting days, weeks, and months slip through your fingers. Productive rest serves your future. Wasted time steals it. The sooner you recognize the difference, the faster you can take control of your life. Excuses are the companion of wasted time. People say, I'll start tomorrow, or I don't have enough energy, or I'm waiting for the right moment. But the truth is, the right moment rarely comes on its own. You create it by acting now. Every second you wait is an opportunity that someone else will take while you sit idle. Managing your time also means prioritizing what matters most. Stop filling your day with meaningless tasks and focus on actions that bring real results. Your energy is limited, your attention is limited, and how you spend both will determine your future. Be intentional, be strategic, and treat every moment like it counts. Time is also a reflection of self-respect. If you don't value your own time, neither will anyone else. People will take advantage of your availability. Distractions will pull you off course, and laziness will become a habit. When you take control of your time, you take control of your life. The moment you stop wasting time and start using it intentionally, everything changes. Your focus sharpens, your productivity multiplies, and your progress accelerates because you finally understand that time is life and life waits for no one. Consistency is the secret weapon that separates those who achieve their goals from those who only dream about them. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes with your mood, your energy, or how inspired you feel. Consistency, on the other hand, keeps you moving forward whether you feel like it or not. It turns small daily actions into massive results over time, and it's the backbone of every success story. The problem is most people rely on feelings to guide them. They wait until they are inspired or ready before taking action. But the reality is, waiting for motivation is waiting for failure. The people who win are the ones who show up every day, regardless of how they feel, and do what needs to be done. Consistency doesn't care about excuses. It only rewards action. Consistency also builds trust with yourself. Every time you follow through on a promise to yourself, no matter how small, you reinforce the belief that you can achieve what you set out to do. That confidence compounds over time, giving you the strength to tackle bigger challenges and take on higher goals. It's not about perfection. It's about persistence. You will have days when you stumble, when you fail, when you feel like giving up. Consistency is about picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and showing up again the next day. That relentless commitment is what keeps ordinary people extraordinary. Consistency also teaches patience. Big results don't happen overnight, and shortcuts rarely work. When you commit to consistent action, you train yourself to endure, to persevere, and to trust that progress builds steadily, even when you can't see immediate results. Patience and persistence go hand in hand, and both are fueled by consistency. Your environment, your habits, your mindset, they all play a role in consistency. Surround yourself with people, routines, and systems that support daily effort. Remove distractions, hold yourself accountable, and make the actions that matter non-negotiable. The more structured your approach, the easier it is to stay consistent through challenges. Consistency is the ultimate form of self-control. It proves that you can stick to your plan, honor your commitments, and move steadily toward your goals, no matter what obstacles arise, no matter how tempting it is to quit, and no matter how difficult the journey becomes. Owning your life means taking full responsibility for everything that happens to you, both the good and the bad. It's about recognizing that no one else is responsible for your happiness, your success, or your failures. Too many people spend their lives blaming circumstances, other people, or luck, but that mindset keeps them stuck. True freedom comes when you stop pointing fingers and start taking control. When you own your life, you stop being a passenger and become the driver. You make decisions intentionally, set boundaries, and take actions that align with your values and goals. You no longer let situations dictate your direction. You steer yourself even when the road is rough or unclear. Ownership is about empowerment, not excuses. Owning your life also means accepting your past without letting it control your future. Everyone has made mistakes, faced setbacks, or experienced failures, but those events are not definitions, they are lessons. When you fully accept responsibility for your choices, you turn every misstep into a tool for growth rather than a reason to stay stagnant. This level of ownership requires discipline. It means showing up consistently, managing your time and energy wisely, and refusing to give away your power to others. It's easier to blame, to complain, or to procrastinate, but those are the habits of someone who refuses to take ownership. Discipline is the daily practice that ensures your life reflects your intentions. Owning your life also strengthens resilience. When challenges arise, instead of saying, "Why me?" you ask, "What can I do?" Instead of giving up, you look for solutions. This mindset turns obstacles into opportunities, pain into power, and setbacks into setups for a stronger comeback. It's also about being honest with yourself. No one else can see your potential, effort, or excuses like you can. Stop hiding behind half-truths, self-deception, or denial. Look in the mirror, face your reality, and commit to shaping your life intentionally. Ownership begins with brutal honesty and unwavering accountability to yourself. When you fully own your life, nothing and no one can control your destiny. You become the author of your story, the master of your choices, and the architect of your future. Every action you take, every decision you make becomes a deliberate step toward the life you are determined to build.